Idle. Stage. Select a level 6. Command drop remote medical kit. Drop choose a drop point. Quit. Drop remote medical kit. Choose to near your injector collar. Directly heals collar. Drop remote medical kit. Choose inject. Drop remote medical kit. Choose inject. Drop remote medical. Choose inject. Command to drop remote med choose inject. Command to drop remote choose injector. Upcoming a save five rock it's large desk it's color at 490 HP 190.
Ben önden temizliyorum bunların hepsini. Rock etmene gerek yok kardeşim. Sağdan almamız lazım. Sanki çok bencil değilsin sanki bana diyorsun.
Electron, drop rocket. I choose both.
Verilmiyorsa biz de cebri icra olarak almayabiliriz.
Drop remote, drop rocket. Choose a drop point. Drop remote medical choose a target inject. Drop choose. Drop choose. Command drop remote.
Çek bakayım elim. Aha. Allah Allah. Önden temizliyorum ben burayı. Çek elinden. Peki. Siz kaçındınız. Evet. Aşağı ederim. İşte bu kadar. Yapıştır. Bayağı azalttık. Güzel. Vur.
Weapon and 8 6 8 2 defense head. Current stamina. Current value colon 63 1 8
Let's go. Sonra roket yolla. Hadi bakayım. Ne oldu lan roketleri? Hadi bakayım. Hayır. Hop. Çek bakayım.
Electrons. Choose a top point. 220 enemies in range. Large desk. Powerful burst. Spirit tree. Hit in prediction. 230 enemies in range. Powerful burst. Spirit tree. Hit in prediction. 2 enemies. 200. Inject the car.
Hemen injekle. İnjekle. Çabuk. İşte bu kadar. Hızlı.
Medic choose a target check.
Çekil.
Top rocket. Choose a top 240 enemies in range. Powerful bear, small robots.
Karnaya hemen enjeksiyonla. İşte bu kadar.
Select choose a 220 total. Remote medical kit. I'm choosing.
Remote lock.
Remote choose a Command drop rocket. Choose an inject.
Peki.
Command choose a drop point. 240 enemies in range. Giant bee insect. Spirit tree. Giant bee. Green slime. Powerful bear. Security card. Small robot. Large desk. Security card. Insect. Green slime. Slime creep. Spirit tree.
Bla işte. Hadi. Vur.
Medical choose inject.
Vur. Allah. Vurmaya devam.
Command block position check. Command to electron block position check.
Pardon da sen işte bu kadar şeysin. Anladın mı? Evet.
103 points. Block position check. 178, 230. Command block 230. Enemies in range. Large desk. Hit in predict 220. Enemies in range. Powerful bear. Hit in with 210. Enemies in range. Powerful bear. Insect. Hit in prediction. Attack. Defense agent. Stamina.
Yakın dövüş yapılan biriyim diye sırf kendini hallettim. Hop çek. Çek. Roketle.
Command block 43 enemies. Command block 2 the top 10 0 enemies in range. Giant B hit in predict 10 enemies in range. Giant B small robot hit in predict.
At roketi gitsin. Roket nasılsa geliyor. Hop. Let's go.
Command block position check.
Hızlı. Gir içeri. Gir. Gir. Gir lan. Bir bas. İşte bu kadar.
Command block 0 enemies.
Dur. Solda. Çek elini.
0 block position check. Command block remote medical position check.
Vur. Vur abi. Good. Hızlı. burada anama altı.
Command to elect to the top. One up.
At abi roket. Çek. Çera.
405. Command block 0 and block 2.
Önce kala. Hadi çek.
Select a stage. Stage 13, a mission I am fit for. Stage 14, the brink of hell. Stage 12, battle in the inferno. Stage 11, Carlos home and heart. 11. Do you plan what would you like? Do you super long blade 2 MG1 12 pistol 140 mini Gatling gun 300 9mm soft point hammer large 9 piece of lightweight remote medical bag. Select stage 11, Carlos home stage 12. Select web up. Hello, Mark, you currently have 10-12 cores. What would custom launch 200 super boomerang 100 mega puncture 400 anti-aircraft mini? By using this weapon, you can shoot enemies that are above or below you. The ammo capacity is 8 bullets per round. Buy this weapon, cancel. You currently have 512 cores. What would you like from custom suit metal and that large stat bag? Large size speed 20. You currently have 332 coins. What would you like from suit metal and that large stat bag? If you need select stage 10, amending stage 11, select 11.
Hemen
And you currently have 3 what would super long triple slasher to shoot MG1 L pistol mini at 9mm soft point and large 9 piece of lightweight remote medical bag. Select stage 11, select a level 11-1 south.
Dur. Önceki shopların hepsini tamamlamam lazım.
Stage 1, School of Its tutorial. Stage 2, Mysterious Phenomenon. Stage 3, Building Search. Stage select what would you? Iron blade, ice ball, iron light, steel shield plus bag. Steel shield bag. Please select a stage 2. Mysterious stage select 3 dash merge. Hello, you're in the feel free to buy weapon. You currently have 300 and what would you mega steel shield backup for chip. You currently have 12 coins. What would you like to buy? Ice ball 5 coins. How many? 1, 2. You currently have 2. What would you
Yani Pachinko'yu ne olduğunu almaz. Pachinko'yu özellikle aldım.
33-0. Enemy container at enemy container at code. Enemy container at 479-0 HP 100.
Çekil Karla. Burada T tuşunu kullanamıyorsunuz. Dikkat edin.
Enemy container at 446-0. Tactical large size.
Gir. Large size speed ring ile gir.
99.
Ne yapacağız bunu?
127, 0, 137, 0, 137, 0, 146, 0. 162. Armor at 130. 0 HP 100. Enemy container at 371. 171. 0.
Geliyorum oraya patlatmaya seni. Kardeş. Hiç boşuna uğraşma. Sokarım ağzına. Dur. İşte burası çok sakat oldu.
251. 0. Enemy container at 311. 0. $528, 740. Items removed.
Nereye gidiyorsun? Önden pardon.
528, 740.
Hop.
Items 628, 740.
Vur şunu.
Submenu state. Of giant armor at total armor giant enemy. Giant gear 400 370.
Hadi. Bitti.
Giant armor at 380. Total object giant.
Gitti merak etme Karla. Hallettik seni.
Iron
Dur. Hadi basacağım. Çekil.
628 740. Item list. 423 0 429 434 443 0.
Burada ne yapacağımızı anlamadım ben yalnız.
469 0. Giant armor at 400. Total of giant gear 204 280.
Hadi uçuyoruz.
494 0.
Konteyneri vurur. Aha. Vallahi ne olduğunu anlamadım.
Seedwood, this requires sacrifices. So, try for mini beta. Stage 16-4, showdown. Drop remote net drop rocket. Drop to inject.
GT sistemi kuracağız.
Command to drop remote medical kit. To inject.
Boss savaşı artı karnayla bir dikkat edin. Hop. Çekil. Hey oyundayım.
Menu stage.
Şu şey neredesin? Ne o?
Şarj aleti mi? Çantamın ön gözünde. Al.
Drop remote medical kit. Choose a target. Inject. If you never responded,
Hadi be.
select. Stage 16. Battle. Select 666.
Oh Scheiße.
Your back record. Copy. Select. Since 616. Command drop remote to inject. Command drop remote to inject. Your back record. Copy. Never. Stage 13. A mission I am fit for. Stage 12. What would cost a super hammer, cost a not super metal anti magic largest stamina bag. Stamina drink 15 coins. Bag. If you select stage 6, stage 11, select 11 name tag. 1 mini 9mm as soft large piece of light remote med piece. What enough you currently have 11 core, what would you? 2 mid 9 so large piece with 666. Armor security card at 26 0 HP 47 Metal copper wire at 30 Total object copper wire at 20 Top 4 678 700 drop to the target jets. Command drop reducing. 25 HP 100 level 60. Drop to the top. 601 740. Zero and drop with juice and inject. You're like this. Select the level 16-1, area 5. 16-4, showdown.
Allah'ım.
Drop remote juice inject. Large sized speed. Speed twin 2 makes you run slightly. Large sized speed twin 11 makes you run slightly faster for a minute. To the drop point 50 enemies in range, launcher hitting with ditch 40 enemies in range, launcher hitting 30 enemies in range, collar hitting with 20 enemies in range, collar hit 10 enemies in range, collar hitting 0 enemies in range, none, 10 4 60 enemies in range, launcher hitting with 50
Bu elektrikçi mi lan öyle? Vur vur vur. Roket.
Drop 30 enemies in range, none, 20 enemies in range, launcher hitting with ditch 26 0. Funny at set couple wire at the couple insect launch greens. Launcher at greens 9 with 1 launch insect funny view launcher at secure total objects. Launcher at color at 25 0 HP 100. Launcher at 24 10 HP 12 level 6. Command drop remote drop choose inject. Drop remote choose inject the color inject. To the 6. I'm not blocking my juice engines. 700.
Ne var lan? İşte bu çok saçma olmuş.
60. To the 40 enemies in range, none. 50 enemies in range, none. 60, 70, 190 enemies in range, none. Mile. 47, 45,
Dur şu copper wire'ları toplayın.
32, 0, 28, 0. Copper wire. 19, 0, 15, 0. 10, 0, 8, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0. Large card music, heading more copper wire, more copper wire at once.
Savaş çıktı dur. Çek bakayım bunu.
Large side. Post 3 coins at 7 huge extinguisher at 81-0, HP 99 left. Drop rocket, choose at drop 450, 60 enemies in range, none. 50 enemies in range, none. 670 enemies in range, huge extinguisher. Coins. Command, drop remote, drop, choose 60 enemies in range, and it 50 enemies in range, and it 60 enemies, 70 enemies in range, huge extinct. 47, 0. Post huge extinguisher at 71, 0, HP 75 left. Whole 740.
Onu patlatmalıyız.
You're like record, Kana.
Sıkıldım bu oyunda.
You're like red. Drop remote net to inject. 30, 0. Active large size. Speed twin through lazy runs large. 277, 200. Copper wire. Get out.
Hadi spora.
Lock 0, lock remote choose and check.
Ya oğlum şu boss'u öldürürken bari başıma bela alma ya.
Select 60 you want Kana to participate. No. Side tag the web mode. View com exits. Select 60. Active large. Command drop 0 enemies remaining. Drop to the target. Inject. 86, 0, 740, 740. Command choose at drop point 110, enemies in range, none. 120, enemies in range, none. 130, enemies in range, huge exit. Steel metal shield 7 question, power shield 1 question.
Hiç extinguisher nasıl yapacağız?
Select large size.
Of! Ulan.
Choose a drop point. 30 enemies. 6 8 1. Seven hundred and forty. 740.
Güç extinguisher kapatma kararı. Dur launcher'ı alayım.
90 0. Launch 2 3 at 116 0 HP 12 level. Launch electricity at 121 0. Launcher at 1 huge copper wire huge extinguisher at 130 0. HP 99 level. Stage 15. Select bit. Launcher at huge extinguisher at 135 0. HP 91 level 6. Drop remote medical drop choose at 120 enemies in range. Launcher hitting ditch 130 enemies in range. Huge. Drop remote medical choose inject the collar. Drop 0 enemies. Drop choose inject. Drop remote medical choose inject.
Peki. Bir de o zaman roketler enerji bol olsaydı böyle olmazdı. Anladın mı? Yanlışlıkla sana vurdum, pardon. Bu boss savaşı da çok sıkıntılı bir savaş belli ki. Dur lan, gel bir şey deneyeceğim. O huge extinguisher'ı patlatmayı deneyeceğim. O elektrik çarpmadan kurtulmanın yolu şu zıplamaktan geçiyor. Large size speed. Blink. Let's go.
277 740 767 0. Boy. Drop point 80. The map. Drop me choose inject the card.
Inject me abi çünkü ölüyorum.
Hold on. Optimal fuse extinguisher at 111.0. HP 88 level 6. Command to electron. Drop remote choose attack.
Kaçma. Çek işte burada. Bekle. Biraz tehlikeli bir şey yapacağız. Yapamadım. Fail oldu. Fail. Çek.
Armored seatbelt power shield 1 question. Power shield.
Paçinko'ya özellikle aldım bir şey olmasın diye de.
460, 740. Non-stop remote medical tube.
Önce kendine bir enjeksiyon yapmak zorundayım. Hadi bekle. Aha. Ne olacak? Öldüm.
Select. Tap large.
Evet. Bunları topla. Önce ver. Şimdi ben hangi şeyleri? Vuruyor.
Armor list. Steel metal shield 7 question mark.
Nasıl yapacağız bunu? Elektroşoklardan kurtulmanın yolu yok. Var mı? Ha şey. Bakayım. Malzemeler bakın görünüyorsa haritadan toplayacağız. Copper wire. Evet. Bilgisayarın oraya sıçma bari. Şuna bak.
Tested large size. 740 copper wire. Items list remote. Select group 3 in a front side point. Even flag group the checklist button and light plus 9 empty and right side left hill power and gun and paper groups of cloud hill live back on that day and shadow of flag notes lives of and code learns code and cut by love no flag burn melted flag paper group road empty broken road dodge box and ice box so tissue copper wire 1 an essential tool for electronics. This may be usable for electrical weapons.
Bunu nasıl yapacağız biliyor musun? Dur. Bunun da bir gaydı var kesinlikle.
Armor list, steel shield, metal shield 7, power shield 1, domestic steel shield 2, question steel metal.
Şimdi.
Active large size. 43, 6.
Buradan başlatmış ama copper wire'ı almamız lazım.
Sad, both on.
Çek bakayım yine. Sen launcher'a bak Carla. Ben hallederim gerisini. Bir dakika ya. Bir araştırma yapacağım bununla ilgili. Lock screen'inden.
Method of utilized. VK3 access Google Chrome. Blacks. Ojulis Designati Thornim. BK3. Black Screen Gaming. Blue Safer Civils. Ojulis Designating Streamline Supporters. Stage Guide. PSG Honest Stage 18. Stage. PS Honest Stage 16. Part 3 Link Stage Idolitis. Honestly, 9 Nippo Showdown. 5 launchers and the extinguisher. Do not let Karma near the extinguisher, she will get completely destroyed. Try to whittle down its health with rocket fire from Electron and take off its last bit of health with a super ammo for the experience. The launchers may be worth keeping alive with medical kits if you wish for the experience from those two, but that's your choice. Don't forget to pick up the copper wires and huge coil. Those come in quite handy for crafting, which has now been unlocked, as well as the shop from stage 15. The tent has people inside that either just chat with you or give you a few hints and tips every now and then. Stat points. I actually completely forgot to allocate points during the whole of stage 16, so here we are now, and this one is a full recap. Nice 9 jelly. Attack 300 unchanged. Defense 210 unchanged. Health 90. This is necessary for a later weapon. Stamina 60 unchanged. HP 208 if you have the mysterious abacus. Maybe even without it you should have more than enough to buy all of the new weapons with some left over after all that. The Buster Blade is most likely the most useful weapon out of the bunch because of its ability to block incoming attacks you fail to dodge. It can even block bullets. I didn't know I was playing as Grey Box now. Don't go to Grey Lanterns. I read all that in info. Nice Zero nice 9 jelly. Crafts. Info that I.
Let's go. Ha. Uzaktan roketle. Önce launcher'ı halletmemiz lazım.
Choose it. 80 enemies in range. Launcher hit 90 enemies in range. None 100 enemies in range. Insect hitting 110 enemies in range. Launcher 120 enemies in range. Launcher insect hitting 130 enemies in range. Launcher 140.
Sakın Karl'ı yollamayın diyor. Tamam.
Huge extinguisher at 149.0. Choose 180 enemies in 150 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Şu bir. Şunu da toplamayı unutmayın.
Choose 190 enemies in range. None 160 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Roketle sallayın. Hiç öyle yakında gitmeye çalışmıyor, bir şey yok. İngilizce olarak okudum guide'ı. Guide'ımız bu. Hadi bakalım.
Rocket missile failed. Object copper wire at large desk at flip copper giant launcher at giant PFA copper launcher at secure huge extinguisher at 130 to 0. Command rocket. Choose it. 130 enemies in range. Huge.
Let's go. At. Karla nereye gidiyorsun?
Copper wire at 90 secure and twist huge extinguisher at 125 0. Command choose it. 130
Enjekle.
Choose 110 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher launcher giant P.
Let's go.
Medical kit. Rocket. Choose at 670 enemies in range. Karla Spirit 3 giant P. 60 enemies in range. Karla giant 80 enemies in range. Launcher 90 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher launcher Spirit 3. Giant launcher Karla at Spirit 3 launcher enemy large desk at enemy contain large new copper huge extinguisher at 91 HP 28 levels.
Hiç böyle uğraşmadan bak. Ne güzel.
Enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Aa, selamünaleyküm. Dur.
Medical kit.
Kafasını patlat.
Command block remote medical choose inject. Your like record.
Geciktik biraz sanki. Bir dakika.
6660.
Başla.
Command block remote medical kit. Block rocket.
Evet.
Fire launcher, new launcher, a huge extinguisher at 148 zero. Command block
Nokta atışı. Bayraktar gibi, tamam mı? Taktiğin ismi Bayraktar.
Enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Taktiğin ismi neymiş? Bayraktar. Evet.
New launcher, a huge extinguisher at 142 zero. Command block remote choose inject. Command block remote medical zero. Block remote medical kit. Directly injects a remote medical choose inject.
Dur. Tedavi edeyim seni.
Mini shooter. Command block rocket. Blocks a rocket. Choose at 120 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Hemen hücre extinguisher'la ateş.
Command block choose inject.
Bir karnaya bir elektron. Hadi.
Command block remote block rocket. Blocks a rocket. Miss choose 60 enemies in range. None. 70 enemies in range. None. 80 enemies in range. None. 90 enemies in range. None. 100 enemies in range. None. 110 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Vur. Vur burayı. Karla sen rahat dur. Sen rahat dur kardeşim. Dur.
Launcher at 10 HP. Command to block remote medical kit. Directly inject choose inject.
Sen rahat ol. Ben onu enjeksiyonunu yapacağım. Hah. Tamam. Şimdi.
Giant and huge extinguisher at 1990. Command to block zero enemies with block remote choose
Şimdi.
inject. Inject the collar directly here.
Bunu vurmaya gerek yok. Hah.
Command block remote block rock choose at block point 50. Block zip back. Zero block object if you giant be at 19 creeper huge extinguisher at 910. Command block remote block rocket. Block choose at 60 80 90. Command to let block remote medical kit directly in. Object use the collar at huge extinguisher at 7060.
Çekil. Karla çekil.
Block rocket. Choose at 50 enemy 70 enemies in range. Huge. Command to let block remote medical choose inject.
Enjeksiyon yap.
Command to electron block rocket. Blocks a rocket. Choose at 50 enemies in range. Collar 60 enemies in range. Huge.
Ha, hatırladım şimdi taktiği. Dur. Bayraktar. Bayraktar taktiği artı Atatürk taktiği, tamam mı? Bayraktar Atatürk. Launcher'ın hepsini yok ettim.
Block rocket. Choose at 80 enemies in range. Launcher security card. Small robot hitting predictions.
Önce şu düşmanları bir temizleriz. En son onu temizleriz.
Command block rocket. Blocks a rocket missile. Huge extinguisher at 128 zero. Command block remote medical kit. Direct block choose 130 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Şu ver.
Command block remote medical kit. Block rocket choose 100 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Çek bakayım beni. Kaka.
Block remote medical kit choose inject.
Karla ölme kızım.
Command block remote medical block choose 70 enemies in range. Green slime spirit green slime 80 enemies in range. Launcher green slime 90 enemies in range. Launcher 100 enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Büyüyeceksin. Şöyle bulman lazım.
Command drop remote medical kit directly from 2790. Enemies in range. Fugitive.
Vur.
Command drop remote 0 drop 2 and 60. Enemies in range. None. 70. Enemies in range. Fugitive. Off drop funny at 48. Funny at huge extinguisher at 77.0. HP 52 left. Command drop rocket 2 6 at 80. Enemies in range. Huge extinguisher.
Vur.
Off star funny at 4 funny at 50. Huge launcher. Huge extinguisher at 70.0. HP 28 left. Command drop rocket 2 6 at 80. Enemies in range. Huge.
Bu da bayağı kolaylaştı ha.
Command drop rocket. Drop 2 at 60. Enemies in range. Huge.
Kaç.
Attack large sized speed. Command drop rocket 2 at 40. Enemies in range. Color hitting grid 50. Enemies in range. Color hitting grid 60. Enemies in range. None. 20. Enemies in range. None. 10 0. Enemies in range. None. 10. Enemies in range. None. 680. Enemies in range. It's at 90. Enemies in range. It's at launcher 100. Enemies in range. Launcher 110. Enemies in range. Launcher 120. Enemies in range. Launcher 130. Enemies in range. Launcher 140. Enemies in range. Launcher powerful bear hitting ridiculous. Huge coil at 51.0. 65.
Huge coil. Dur.
49.0.
Bu roketle patlattıktan arkadaşlar bak bunu roketle patlattıktan sonra çekilin ve huge coil'u toplayın. Hiç sıkıntı yok. İstediği kadar bak. Hiç sıkıntı yok. Let's go.
Launcher at 6 fire at 14.0. Total objects 5 launch.
Şimdi launcher'ları patlatma. Artık eğlenceli. Geç. Roketle patlatmamız gereken o büyük belayı başımızdan attık çok şükür. Let's go.
55.0.
Geliyorum oraya Karlar. Bir tane geliyorum oraya.
Top fire at 14.0. 30.0. 21. 20.
Lan.
10.0. 5.0. Object launcher color at 121.0. HP 100 level 6 large launcher at 1 large desk at 106.
Ha, okay.
0.
Let's go. Oo, boss savaşı da güzel gitti. Güzel. Hani o kurumun launcher'ları nerede? Ha? Peki. Gel lan buraya. Hala bir şey olmadı, olan bana oldu. Canım bayağı bir ağzıma sıçtılar yani, o yüzden öncelikle yapmak zorundayız.
669,740.
Şu launcher'ı launchlayalım mı? Ya uyan. Ooo. Bir tane launcher gitti. Bakayım. Aa, lan ne yapacağım? Aha. Gel la buraya. Hadi.
0.
O hiç extinguisher olayı çok kolay olmuş ya. Bence de.
669 7 optimal. Armor at 1 launcher.
Yok şu bir tane kalmış. Bekle bakayım.
Armor at 1 launcher at 172 HP 61. 117 0.
Tanem.
Çocuğu uyuttuydum, yerine götürdüm sesinden. Vur vur vur. Bilmem ne yap, bilmem ne yap.
Pardon.
Bak geri geldi çocuk.
127
Ben
0.
bir saattir boşuna o kadar uğraştım. Tamam. Ne tamam. Aç şu kitabı çabuk.
Tamam anne bir dakika şunu
Saate
bitireyim.
bakıyorum.
Anne tamam bitireyim şunu. Son bir tane şey kaldı zaten. Ya anne bir dakika hep böyle yapıyorsunuz ya. Birinin başıma salıyorsunuz oluyorum böyle. Sinir oluyorum abi.
Öyle değil hayatım.
Ne öyle değil ya yalan.
No form.
Öyle değilmiş. Bilmiyorsun sanırsın.
Armor at 1 launcher at 106 10 HP 48. 167 0. Empty tactical. 138 0. Armor at launcher at 35. 80 0 76 72 68. DC 43 0. Launcher at 6 10 HP 40. Four 700
Aha. Anne efendim şunu bitireyim ya.
Efendi o Kur'an'da gelince dersin ben dünden beri oyun oynuyorum dersin.
Anne bir dur bir gözünü seveyim sen bir dursana bir dur. Bitiririz bakalım dur bakayım şimdi canım bir şey istemiyor böyle. Hep birilerinin bana karşı direnç kazandı. Oh be.
Total power 109 0 HP 100. 156 0. 168.
İşte bu kadar.
Lurlac record.
Bu launch.
No form.
Launch gitti.
Lurlac record. Idiopathic. The next stage has been unlocked. The communal tent in stage 14 has been unlocked. The stage 15 shop has been unlocked. The communal clock in workshop in stage 6. The next selected stage 14. Select all communal tent. People who lost their homes are temporarily living here. You can talk to various people. Who do you want to talk to? Person 1. Person 2. Person, chat, baby. Cat. Dog. Person, traveler 2. Hey, don't you want to listen to some useful information? Who do you want to talk to? Traveler 2. Traveler, place leave.
Ulan ne gereksiz bir şey koymuş oraya ya.
Communal shop.
Communal shop.
The battle is over. These are made in event powerful weapons. You currently have 79 coins. One platinum sword, 400 custom blade, 500 flat mega with 300 MG1 EX sniper rifle, acrobat fist, big piece of light super shurikens with large iron ball, 30 mega standard with 7.62x bit mag. 7.62x 54 millimeters are bullets, 100 shots for 200 coins.
Oha.
Not enough coins. You currently have 79 coins. You currently have a big piece of two large next set back. Stage 6, select 6 communal clocked in workshop. Hello, we clocked in items here. If you have materials, we're happy to clock some. Please select an collection items. Select active weapons. Please select gold stick, electric stick, gold water, launch water plate, super for chip, powerful sassium up, huge super high jump shoes, huge super chops with splinter, high spin sword, rocket launch metal bat, home run bat, super yo-yo, beam whip, triple shoot, middle shooter, mega shooter, mid triple shooter quantity 1, type weapons, required materials, mini shooter quantity 3, type weapons, triple shooter, how many times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please collect tactical item, weapon, shields, weapons. Gold, 2 power, 2 high spin rocket launcher, spin rocket mega home, 2, mega, only the sky shooter, sword cruiser, only the sky shooter quantity 1, type weapons, required materials, mini shooter quantity 2, type weapons, anti-aircraft mini pistol quantity, how many times do you want them?
İşte bu kadar. Sky Shooter. Bak böyle craftlayabiliyorsunuz arkadaşlar. Gördüğünüz gibi craftlayabiliyorsunuz. Silah oluşturup. Çat, headshot.
Successfully crafted. Obtained. Sky shooter 1 idiographic carry 25 remaining. Anti-aircraft mini pistol 25 0 remaining. 0 remaining. Please select an item with bolt water launcher, launch 2 power view, high jump spins or rocket launch metal that home run super jet beam whip, triple shoot, mega shooter, omega shooter. Omega shooter quantity 1, type weapons, required materials, mega shooter quantity 10, type weapon, mega shooter is lacking. Please select an bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal super beam whip, mega omega shooter. Omega shooter quantity 1, type weapons, required materials, mega shooter quantity 10, type weapons. Mega shooter is lacking. Please bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal super yo-yo, clean with middle mega shooter quantity 1. Middle shooter is lacking.
Ha,
Please
middle
bolt
shooter
2
olacak
power view,
illa.
high spin
Tamam.
rocket home run back. Super clean middle shooter, triple
shooter.
2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bir tane yapalım işte. Buradan böyle craftlıyoruz. Efendim? Anne ben kötü bir şey demedim ki, sen niye yapıyorsun?
Successfully crafted, obtained, triple shooter 1 idiographic 22 remaining. Please bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal
Anne
super
tamam
jet beam
tamam.
whip.
Allah Allah, başıma salma birbirinizi. Sinir
Middle shooter, how
oluyorum
many
ya.
times do you want to? 1.
Adam olacak mı olmayacak mı bir belli. Abi bir azim ver ki. Bir şaşırt insanlara. Hadi hızlı olma, hadi iyice. Kemer açık zaten,
Successfully crafted,
kemerde o.
obtained.
Şöyle
triple
açtım
shooter
ya.
idiographic area consumed. Mini shooter 10. 12 remaining. Please bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal home run super yo-yo, clean triple middle mega shooter. Mega shooter quantity 1, type weapons, required materials, middle shooter quantity 10, type weapons. Middle shooter is lacking. Please select an item you want. Bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal super clean triple middle shooter. Middle shooter, how many times do you...
Oh yeah. Böyle craftlayabiliyorsunuz işte.
Successfully crafted, obtained, middle shooter 1 idiographic area consumed, mini shooter 10. 2 remaining. Please select a bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal super jet beam whip, triple middle shooter, mega shooter, omega shooter, middle shooter, triple shooter, mega shooter is lacking. Please bolt 2 power view, high spin rocket metal super beam whip, mega omega sky soul cruise, hyper buster blade, soul cruiser, high triple yo-yo, hyper chin MG2N, MG2, MG, new ultra yo-yo, chainsaw snake chain, picker shoes, needle launch, needle jab, laser, lone jet javelin, lone laser launch, vanish pad spear, arrow shot, water return, water master.
Oh be.
Please select an item type you want to craft. Items. Collection items. Items. Please magic potion. Mega stamina drink. Big piece of light. Honey lemon. Big piece of light quantity 1. Type items. Required materials. Piece of light quantity 2. Type items. Piece of light is lacking. Hydrogen spray is lacking. Oxygen. Please big red oil light lemon. Blue return. Blue return. Please select left sheet lead. Please come back whenever you get materials. Select the stage. Stage 16. Battle for Crystal City. 2. Stage 17.
Ne yapıyor ki?
Murat record. A pulse. Connor, okay, here is the mission briefing. Listen carefully. Connor, in this mission, you are to sneak into the Peace Society's blind fortress. Peace still has a lot of fire energy, thus there may be security you have to pass through. I was once attacked by a patrolling security cart. The security carts you have met were actually one of the prototypes. The completely functional security carts in front of the energy tank are much stronger and smarter. This time, avoid unnecessary encounters and find the best way not to be spotted. The stronger version of the security carts have silver bodies. The silver security carts patrol pre-programmed routes and switch to attack mode when an unknown object is detected. Not only do but when there are but hazard. You're like record. Okay, so Operation Energy Plus start. Select a level 17-1 for the storage tank. Connor, damn, the security cart is approaching. Use the closest guard is coming from your right. Weapons, short and fat blade, non-iron, line, red, non-blade, red, silk, soup, fat, end, press, flip, soup, end, mini, soup, plus, level, mini, triple, shoot, middle, shooter, sky, shoot, middle. Object, common metal ladder at 6, silver security cart at 80, facing left, patrolling HP 100, 37, 0. Silver security cart at 5420 facing left, patrolling HP 100 level 50. Tactical items list.
Şey çok komik lan.
Object from a container at 8618 HP 100 from this from a container missile at 7 from net silver security card at 4820 facing right patrolling HP 100 silver security.
Bu bayağı sağlam bir şey yani.
Subnet I tap the left carrying weapon. Sub I tap the left carrying loaded 3x weapons is X. Ops 30.1.2 Trouble is Simpsons Summer is Simpsons Pencil Control of Pencil On a Cruise Live on the Redmi KD Dada On a Cruise Live on the Redmi On a Cruise Live on the Redmi KD Dada